How is it to be on Rhea, Saturn's icy moon hiding astonishing secrets? Welcome to Mind-Blown Space, where today we dive into one of the lesser-known but most intriguing moons of our solar system, Rhea, Titan's silent sister that shines with its own light. Get ready to discover frozen landscapes, atmospheric mysteries, and an internal story that challenges scientists. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our cosmic adventures. The reflective surface and craters that tell stories. Rhea, with a diameter of nearly 1,500 kilometers, is Saturn's second-largest moon, yet few remember it when talking about fascinating satellites. Its surface is not just a boring sheet of ice. It's a white canvas reflecting 70% of the sunlight it receives, making it a kind of icy beacon in space. But this bright facade hides deep scars, gigantic craters narrating a violent past, full of impacts that left it marked like a veteran of space warfare. The most impressive crater, named Mamaldi, is about the size of the distance between Paris and Amsterdam, a reminder of the blows this moon has endured. Some of these craters show darker ground, suggesting that the impacts have unearthed different materials, perhaps ice with impurities or even complex organic compounds. But not everything is flat and silent. Among these craters stretch spectacular ice cliffs that can reach hundreds of meters high. These formations are remnants of tectonic activity that fractured Rhea's crust in its past, raising these frozen walls that challenge our idea of a cold, dead world. Seeing these structures is like peeking into the geological history of a moon that resists being forgotten. This peculiar surface reminds us that even in the coldest and most remote regions of the solar system, nature has its ways of telling stories through the scars of time and reflected light. Rhea is much more than a ball of ice. It's an open book with pages written in craters and ice mountains. An atmosphere no one expected and the dance of invisible gases. If you thought icy moons were just simple balls of lifeless ice without an atmosphere, get ready for a bucket of cold water, or rather, cold gas, right in the face. Rhea, that small but mighty moon of Saturn, has something few expected: an atmosphere, or better said, an extremely thin exosphere. Nothing like ours, of course, but enough to leave scientists scratching their heads. The curious thing is that this exosphere is mainly composed of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Yes, oxygen, but not the kind you can breathe, not by a long shot. This atmosphere is almost 5 trillion times thinner than Earth's at sea level, making it a kind of ghostly sigh barely detectable. How does something like that form? Well, according to theories, the oxygen comes from the decomposition of water ice on the surface when bombarded by ions from Saturn's powerful magnetic field. Carbon dioxide, on the other hand, might result from the oxidation of organic molecules found on the surface of chemistry that could be slowly happening over billions of years. This paints a fascinating scenario. Rhea is not just a dead chunk of ice, but a natural laboratory where complex processes are underway. This thin atmosphere, though invisible to the human eye, could have interesting implications for the moon's geology and possible habitability, though. Don't get any ideas about oxygen tanks and leisurely walks. Also, the presence of these gases interacts with Saturn's magnetosphere, creating a dynamic environment that influences Rhea's surface and ionosphere. This interaction is a clear reminder that in space, nothing is completely isolated. Moons and planets are in constant dialogue, even if only through a frozen whisper of gases and particles traveling through the void. So next time you think of Rhea, imagine an icy sphere with a faint gaseous halo dancing to the magnetic rhythm of its giant parent planet. A mysterious interior and a shape that defies logic. Rhea surprises us not only with its surface and thin atmosphere, but also with an interior that is a genuine enigma, leaving scientists scratching their heads. Based on its average density, which is just a little higher than water, we know it is composed mainly of ice, almost 75%, and the rest is rock. This makes it a true dirty snowball, as some call it, but one that refuses to be simple. What complicates matters is that Rhea's shape is not the typical sphere you'd expect from a body with enough gravity to mold itself into a ball. No, this moon is a bit pudgy, with somewhat flattened poles and a bulge at the equator, a shape experts describe as a triaxial ellipsoid. And no, it's not a calculation error or a blurry image, it really is like that. This strange contour doesn't match its rotation speed, which has led to the hypothesis that its interior is not uniform. Maybe there are denser materials displaced outward or internal layers that don't behave as expected. In short, Rhea could be a cosmic jumble of ice and rock with a touch of mystery. Some studies suggest there could be a hidden liquid layer beneath the surface of subsurface ocean that, although still highly speculative, opens doors to fascinating possibilities. Such an ocean could harbor conditions for life, or at least signs of geological activity that would make it much more than just a frozen moon. Close flybys by the Cassini spacecraft have given us the most detailed images and data so far, confirming the lack of an internal magnetic field and offering a precise map of its cratered terrain and smoother regions. But despite all this, Rhea's shape and composition still raise more questions than answers. So when you think of this moon, remember that not everything is white and cold. Beneath that seemingly calm surface, Rhea has a complex story that we are just beginning to understand, with secrets that challenge classical physics and geology. Rhea and its place in Saturn's system, interaction, and unresolved mystery. We arrive at the final chapter of our mind-blowing journey through Rhea, and we do so by analyzing its relationship with Saturn and its surroundings. This moon does not orbit alone. It is part of Saturn's E ring, a faint and diffuse ring made mainly of ice particles ejected by Enceladus, another moon that does not go unnoticed due to its geysers and geological activity. Rhea lies on the outskirts of this ring, meaning it is constantly interacting with these icy particles gently falling on its bright surface. These particles not only alter Rhea's brightness, but also contribute to its changing landscape, slowly eroding and modifying the ice in a slow but steady cosmic dance. This interaction may be one of the reasons why Rhea reflects so much light, giving it that bright and almost ghostly appearance from afar. But despite all we've discovered thanks to missions like Cassini, Rhea still holds secrets that both dazzle and frustrate. Before Cassini, some scientists even speculated that Rhea might have its own rings, something never seen around a moon. The idea arose from strange measurements of electrons around the moon, but subsequent flybys and analyses did not confirm any real rings. A disappointment for those hoping for another spectacular system like Saturn's. Still, Rhea remains a key piece to understanding the dynamics of Saturn's system. Its presence, interaction with the E-ring, and possible hidden ocean make this icy moon a priority target for future missions. Perhaps in a few decades, when we can send more advanced probes or even crewed missions, we will unveil its deepest mysteries. Meanwhile, Rhea stays there, silently orbiting, reflecting sunlight and reminding us that even in the coldest and darkest corners of the solar system, there are worlds with stories to tell. So next time you look at Saturn, think that beyond its famous rings, there is a moon that shines with secrets and enigmas waiting to be discovered. As we wrap up our incredible journey exploring Rhea, it's clear that this icy moon is far from just another distant rock orbiting Saturn. It's a world filled with mysteries that challenge our understanding of planetary science and push the boundaries of what we thought was possible in the cold depths of our solar system. From its gleaming, cratered surface that tells stories of ancient cosmic battles to its whisper-thin atmosphere dancing invisibly in the magnetosphere of its giant host, Rhea continues to surprise and intrigue. The more we learn, the more questions arise about its unusual shape, its hidden interior, and the tantalizing possibility of a subsurface ocean. These mysteries are not just scientific curiosities, they are the keys to unlocking answers about the origins of moons, the potential for life beyond Earth, and the dynamic interactions within planetary systems. Rhea reminds us that even the quietest corners of space can hold astonishing secrets waiting to be uncovered. As technology advances and future missions set their sights on Saturn's system, we stand at the brink of possibly uncovering truths that could redefine our place in the cosmos. Rhea, often overshadowed by its more famous siblings, might just hold some of the most profound answers about ice worlds and their capacity to surprise us. So, keep your eyes on the skies and your curiosity burning bright, because in the vast, chilly expanse of space, every discovery is a step toward understanding the universe and ourselves a little better. Thank you for joining us on this expedition to Rhea. Don't forget to subscribe to Mind-Blown Space to keep exploring the most mind-blowing corners of the universe. Until the next cosmic adventure,